art style. What is an art style? Why do we all think we need it? And why do we all try different ways? And why are we looking for ways to achieve it? Like, is it something you can achieve? And if so, how can you achieve it actually? How do you become a better artist? How do you get this specific style of this specific artist that you are a big fan of, and you know you want to do exactly what he does? You don't know how he does it, but how do you actually figure that out? I hope I can answer it in this video. Hey, what's up? I'm Tomislav. I'm a professional artist and art director in game industry, and I'm actually trying to answer a question I get every single day. How do you get your own art style? Since you've clicked on this video, I assume you've been there. You've seen an artist, you like the style or her style a lot, and you thought, that's exactly what I want to be doing, or this is what I want to do with my life. So you go out there, you look at a lot of artworks, and you don't know where to start. Naturally, what most of us do is you take a picture and you try to recreate it, and then you give up after a minute because it's not what you want. It's not what he's doing or her. It's not, you're actually just not there. You just don't have the skill. It's in your mind. You think you don't have the skill. What if I told you that art style is not something you unlock and it stays there and that's yours? Actually, it's really easy. The art style is nothing else than just the way you've trained yourself to draw, basically. Let me actually look up a definition because I'm totally unprepared. So the first link was Urban Dictionary, and it's gotta be right. And they just say how you draw and color a piece of art, which is basically it. And I guess you probably knew that, but there's nothing more to it. It's nothing you unlock. It's not like you achieve a certain power level of art and you go Super Saiyan and suddenly you are there and you're like one of us professional artists who have an art style, who are unique. It's totally not like that. So easy thing to say, and this is really all you have to do to unlock it. Draw a lot. Do art, make art, produce content. Be an artist, just do what you love. If you're especially in love with an art style and you know that's the kind of direction you want to be taking with your own art, produce it. Go over it, try to copy it. It won't be there. You'll be shit the first time you try it, but you'll get there. We all were shit when we were 3 years old and started drawing. That's natural. The art process is not being an artist is a constant way, it's a constant path, and you progress every single day. There's not a day where you just become a professional and you can say, I'm good. You'll never be there. You'll always think of yourself as bad. The moment you accept that, and the moment you accept that you'll actually be better, not perfect, but better, eventually, that's the moment you count, at least in my head, as an artist. You've understood, and you really have to understand, because that's the point where you will just make progress continually. The curve won't be like this anymore, it will be straight like this. You will get to understand what it takes to become better, and all it takes is really just drawing. Draw all day long, and eventually, as I said, you will have your own unique art style. But let's get back to the same old question I asked myself already 3 times in this video. How do you actually become, how do you achieve a certain style of art style, anime-esque, Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama, Studio Ghibli, Disney stuff, or Pixar if you're into 3D. There's also an art style. You have to count all kind of, even painting stuff. Bob Ross's work doesn't look the same like any other painter's work. I can think of anyone like Picasso. Completely different artists, completely different art styles, but how do you become what I did? And I'll totally admit that because it's great to experiment with art styles. Trace the lines and try to understand why and how the artist did what he did. I'll draw something off camera and show you 2 different ways to draw an ear. You'll easily already see, one is Simpsons, let's say Simpsons on my left side and Dragon Ball on the right side. You'll easily see the difference. That's just the way the artist decided to do that kind of stuff. And it's not only with the ears, it's with every single bit. If you want to really one-to-one copy an artist, you have to understand every single bit he does, where and how he breaks his lines, if he breaks his lines, his cross shading, if he does cross shading, whatever he does, his color choices, his everything, anatomy, proportions, every single bit influences and changes your art style and your art. That's the reason you like that artist, because all those things together form something that could only have been done through or from him or her. I would already like to suggest to you that you don't become a copy of him or her, whoever is your favorite artist. Try to take inspiration. My art style was heavily inspired, at least at the very first, from Jazza, Josiah Brooks, Draw with Jazza. And back in the day when he had like 10,000 followers or subscribers, I was subscribed to him and we actually chatted a few times on Newgrounds and YouTube and Twitter. But I actually, at the first, when I just started digital art, I was heavily inspired. Like I knew, okay, he does some cartoony stuff. It's not too difficult. Like it's probably something I could get there. Like it was something achievable. And I tried and drew, and I drew his character, but with my own face, and I tried different things. I tried like, what would the Hulk look like if it was drawn like his character, and I tried just looking at his art saying, okay, he does his hair this and that way. Don't misunderstand this as me trying to be like him. I just like the way he does his stuff. So I started with it. I started digital art, and the more I got into digital art, the more I knew of different kind of artists. And another artist who heavily to this day inspires my art style is Patrick Brown. His art style definitely inspired me a lot, especially his kind of shading. I didn't copy it, I just took notes. I saw, oh, I like how he selects an area, and with a gradient he actually shades. He doesn't use an airbrush or a hard brush for cell shading. He does something in between, very comic book like. And I love that style. From the same second I saw it, it inspired me. I did some different stuff. I did a lot of bodybuilder portraits. The bodybuilders reminded me of my childhood with Dragon Ball. I started watching Dragon Ball. I noticed there was a Dragon Ball series coming, Dragon Ball Super at that point, we didn't know the name. I kept drawing Dragon Ball Super came out. I drew every single episode. People started falling in love. I adapted a little bit of Dragon Ball into my style. And eventually there's a ton of different art styles from a ton of different artists. From each I picked and chose and grabbed a few tiny things that I liked along the way. I didn't copy anything from them, I just copied different things of doing stuff from them. And now I'm actually getting more into painting stuff. I actually I don't have an inspiration, a source of inspiration for that. I'm still looking, I browse the internet all day long, seeing what artists paints digitally, but in a crazy way, which I would like to learn and understand. I'm still looking. If you know someone, please let me know. I'm just getting into it. But yeah, that's how I roll. I got a job in the gaming industry, and the job, I'm drawing all day long, and I'm drawing this specific art style. I have to get it to the point, to the original artist. Some of you might know what game I'm working on, but it has to be 100% original, if that artist drew it. And that heavily inspired my art style too. I was studying his art style day and night. I was looking at comic books, the lines. I recreated comic book pages. I recreated comic book covers. I recreated stuff from an episode. I tried to recreate as much stuff as possible and then compare it, lay them over each other and see, what did I do different? What does he do? I traced his work to understand the line variation. At some points it's getting wider and it's getting thinner. I try to understand that, and I successfully understand it because I know that people who are big fans of the game and the comic books and the series are actually loving my art. They say it's close to the original, it's a reincarnation of the artist, and that's the biggest fucking feedback you can get. There's nothing better to hear than that. I hope you understand my point here. I'm basically turning this into a private, how did I evolve my own art style, but trust me, that's nothing different for any other artist. You take inspirations along the way. You like an artist, you try to do things like he does, and eventually you do get it, but you will you will adapt it to what you have already known. You won't suddenly switch and become better. Obviously, it's a matter of skill as well. Like if you're just starting with art, you will not be there as fast as someone who's a professional. Like you will get there, trust me. There's nothing, like there's no cheats along the way. You just have to sit down and draw. That's everything you have to do. And I know people don't like that answer because they think there's some kind of cheat, some kind of technique, some kind of stuff that we inject or whatever and we get better, and that's how we did it. But trust me, I've supported, I've motivated, I've taught artists who are now amazing artists. Like they sell their work, they got into the industry, they're even better than me, and they started like what you would probably think of yourself. You can't even do probably stick figure, which is what you think to yourself, and that's what they thought to themselves. But now they're earning money with their work, which they have never thought of, and all they have done, they drew every single day. I hope this is not too confusing. I'm just starting to ramble. That's the way I am. I don't prepare my videos. My videos are emotional. If you like that kind of video, please subscribe and like. I don't upload a ton of work, but you know, if I upload, I try to make it the best fucking content I've ever made in my life. I hope you understand. I hope you somewhat understand. I don't know if there's a better way to put it to you than if I emotionally almost scream at the camera, because I get the question every single day. I answer it every single day. I don't just copy paste it. I just write a text. I do it with passion. I reply to the artist, say, please, man, just draw and try it out. And they draw for a day or two and they say, I'm not feeling it. I don't think that's what I have to do. And keep in your mind, just remember this the next time you think of this. If it was easy, everybody would be drawing and painting. And if you like this kind of content, I do actually a lot of different stuff. I've used to upload every single day, but I'm actually more of a fan of quality than quantity. And I try to put a lot of heart, a lot of passion, and a lot of quality also in the videos, editing and everything. And I hope you like them. If you like them, please let me know in the comments. I hope you actually understood something, because this video is a mess, but that's how I like to do things. And if you like to support me, I have an art shop with prints and whatever. This is the kind of work you can get. Like this is Mewtwo, obviously. It's a painting I did recently. Or if you don't want to pay for anything, you can go to my Instagram and enjoy my art over there. I reply to every single comment on Instagram and every single message, but I get a lot of them, so comment is safer. Let me know what you want to learn next. It's a pleasure for me to share, but a lot of things are probably not as clear for you as they are for me, so I'm happy to do a video on whatever you want. And I'm not just trying to be an art YouTuber. I don't care about YouTube, I don't care about whatever. I just care about me helping you. I've done that on all other social platforms, but YouTube is kind of lacking recently, so I'm trying to be back. I'm trying to help you, so leave comments and I will reply to every single comment with actual thought out, passionate comments. So I hope you have a nice day. I hope you liked it. Peace out.